Adidja Azim Palmer, born January 7, 1976, better known as Vybz Kartel, is a Jamaican dancehall DJ. Among his various nicknames, he is referred to as World Boss or T-Cha. As summarized by Rolling Stone, he attained folk hero status in Jamaica with provocative lyrics, and a mischievous public persona, and few have captivated the dancehall audience, or offended the sensibilities of its detractors, as consistently and thoroughly as Kartel. Kartel's singles include Romping Shop, 2009, Dancehall Hero, 2010, and Summertime, 2011. Having collaborated with a number of hip-hop and R&B artists such as Major Lazer, Rihanna, Jay-Z, Digga D, Missy Elliott, Unknown T and Allison Hines. He has also been credited as an inspiration for the dancehall-infused work of a number of Western artists, including Drake, who has cited Kartel as being one of his biggest inspirations. In 2014, Kartel was sentenced to life imprisonment for the murder of his associate Clive "Lizard" Williams. The conviction was quashed on March 14, 2024 by the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council, who cited juror misconduct and declared that the Jamaican Court of Appeal had to decide if a retrial would take place, the decision of which will take place starting on June 10. Kartel often released new music despite his imprisonment, having released over 50 new songs in 2016 alone. His hit song, Fever, was certified gold in June 2020. On July 31, 2024, Vybz Kartel was released from prison after a Jamaican Court of Appeals declined to retry him, citing his ill health. Thanks to his long and profitable career, Vybz Kartel's net worth stands at $1 million, according to Celebrity Networth. Personal life. Vybz Kartel's first child was born on April 18, 2003, when he was 27 years old. He subsequently had two other children with the child's mother, his longtime girlfriend Tanisha "Shorty" Johnson. Kartel also has 4 more children from other relationships. On May 17, 2020, it was revealed that Kartel's 15-year-old son was expecting a child with an 18-year-old woman, making Vybz a grandfather for the first time. Release from prison 2024, July. Palmer, along with Sean Storm Campbell, Kahira Jones, and Andre St. John, was convicted of Williams' murder in September 2011. Although their appeal to the local Court of Appeal in 2020 was unsuccessful, their case was taken to the Privy Council. On March 14, 2024, the Privy Council overturned their murder convictions due to juror misconduct and sent the case back to the Jamaica Court of Appeal to determine if a retrial was necessary. On July 31, 2024, Palmer, along with Sean Storm Campbell, Kahira Jones, and Andre St. John was ordered freed by the Jamaica Court of Appeal. Charges and conviction. On September 29, 2011, Kartel was arrested by police for cannabis possession. Jamaica's Major Investigation Task Force, MIT, later charged him with the murder of Jamaican businessman Barrington Burton, conspiracy and illegal possession of a firearm. While in prison in 2012, his book The Voice of the Jamaican Ghetto, Incarcerated but Not Silenced, co-written with business associate Michael Dawson, was published. Though Kartel was granted bail for the Burton murder on March 23, 2012, for JMD $300,000, he remained in prison in connection with a second murder, of Clive "Lizard" Williams, of Waterford, St. Catherine. He was charged, along with 2 others including Vanessa "Gaza Slim" Sadler, with perverting the course of justice, after Sadler allegedly claimed that Williams had robbed her in order to mislead the police into believing that he was still alive. Kartel's trial was originally scheduled for January 21, 2013, but had to be postponed due to a lack of jurors, and was rescheduled for July 11. On July 24, a jury found Kartel not guilty of the charge of murder of Barrington Burton. However, Kartel remained in custody pending the second murder case. His trial for the murder of Clive Williams started on November 18, 2013, and on March 13, 2014, he was found guilty by an 11-member jury, 10-1, of the murder of 27-year-old Clive "Lizard" Williams. The 65-day trial was said to have been the longest in Jamaica's history. On April 3, 2014, Kartel was sentenced to life imprisonment. Justice Lennox Campbell said he would be eligible for parole after serving 35 years. Sexual content. Kartel's 2004 UK MOBO Award nomination was withdrawn amidst controversy over homophobic content of his lyrics. As described by Rolling Stone, Kartel is credited with helping to erode Jamaica's long-held taboo against oral sex by singing about blowjobs. In September 2011, the National Communications Network of Guyana banned Vybz Kartel from the airwaves, the first such action against a specific artist. NCN spokesman Martin Golsaran said his music contained obscene lyrics and brought nothing positive to the entertainment industry on Wednesday, September 21, after a week of internal debate. He said NCN was reviewing the lyrics of other musicians and could ban them as well. Since his incarceration in 2011, Vybz Kartel has been releasing new music prolifically. Jamaican prison officials have denied allowing him recording privileges, and Kartel has refused to state the exact source of the recordings, whereas the lyrical content includes current events. In 2016, while in prison, Kartel released his most internationally successful album, King of the Dancehall, which peaked at number 2 on the US Billboard reggae charts. The album included the single, Fever, which topped various local music charts and became his most successful on streaming websites. Kartel re-teamed with Kingston Story producer Dre Skull for the single, Real Bad Gal, in 2017. 2 of his 7 children have continued his musical legacy as sons Jaheim, also known as Little Vybz, and Akil Raheem Palmer, also known as Little Addy, have been releasing music since 2014 as a duo known as PG-13, also known as Kartel Sons. In 2019, both were featured on the Fully Gaza rhythm on separate songs, with Little Vybz teaming with Father Vybz on the title track, Fully Gaza, while Little Addy performs solo on Dollar Sign, which interpolates portions of the chorus from his father's single of the same name, on the Good Life rhythm, from 2009. In January 2020, Kartel released a 10-track album, To Tanisha, which was dedicated to his ex-girlfriend and mother of his 3 children, Tanisha Johnson. They co-produced the album with their respective record labels, Short Boss Music and Vybz Kartel Music. On June 26, 2020, Kartel released his 15th studio album, Of Dons and Divas. He also appeared on Busta Rhymes' 2020 album Extinction Level Event 2, The Wrath of God. Exactly 6 years later on April 3, 2020, a 3-member panel of judges in the Jamaican Court of Appeal reaffirmed Kartel's conviction. On April 17, 2020, the Court of Appeal reduced Kartel's parole eligibility to 32 years and 6 months, citing Justice Campbell's failure to consider time the singer had spent in jail while awaiting trial in 2014. Kartel would now be eligible for parole in 2046.